In this video, we'll be diving into the world of content creation using AI tools. If you've ever wondered how you could create compelling listing descriptions, design stunning flyers, and maintain the high level of quality expected, all whilst running a thriving business, then you are in luck. If you're ready to embrace the new, most efficient way to meet your goals, then join me and watch till the end. Welcome to Day 20, AI-powered content creation, generating compelling listing descriptions and flyers. Welcome to Day 20 in the series that we're going through for AI in real estate. Now, today we're going to talk about the AI-powered content generation and specifically look at AI-generated listing descriptions and flyers. Now, as a business within real estate industry, especially if you're a realtor, your descriptions are very important. That's what your potential clients see first, or rather see second after they've looked at the image of the property and read the initial title. They'll read the description to see if it's something that they're interested in. There's a style that different organizations use for their descriptions. You may have your own style. AI has studied many of these descriptions, and within their large language models, they're able to work out what a good description looks like or what you might like. Then the next thing we'd look at is flyers, how we can use image generation AIs to create flyers. So why does content matter? Well, 97% of homeowners or home buyers use the internet to search for homes. So what that means is that when they are searching, anything that comes up, they would read if it's something of interest. And I suspect it's a bit like how they would surf Netflix or surf YouTube for content. They'll look at the pictures, look at the title, and then read the description. And the listing description is probably what would determine if a potential buyer would contact you for more information or just skip through to the next property. And I'd imagine if the pictures are not attractive, they would move on. So a good listing includes not only the text around where the property is, the features of the property, it also includes that description, includes the text, includes a compelling sales copy that potential buyer would use to either convince themselves that it's worth making that phone call or even clicking through to see more on that property. So it suggests high quality, suggests that you have thought through what's being provided to them on the internet. So AI can assist you with generating the descriptions and creating the flyers. So they would look at these two options and the different tools that exist right now. There are many for real estate, and you'd be amazed at the amount of options. The other things that AI can help with is suggesting what keywords and the headlines to use for your listings. As you'd imagine, when people are searching for properties online, they use a particular number of keywords, and those keywords would determine what would appear in the search results. And if you don't use the correct keywords, then you're reducing the probability that the systems would bring up your listing in front of anyone that's searching. So AI can suggest great keywords to use and suggest headlines. It would optimize the content for your search engines and personalize the content potentially for your audiences or your audience demographic. So what really is AI-powered listing or AI-powered flyers? It's essentially the prompt that you send to your large language model. What does that mean? If you've ever used ChatGPT, within ChatGPT, you would type your question or type what's of interest, and ChatGPT would respond. In the case of AI-powered listings or flyers, what you're typing is essentially the instructions as to how the ChatGPT would respond and the kind of information you'd expect to get back. So when you've devised those instructions and you send them into ChatGPT, then the response is a well laid out listing description. So that's what's happening. So any tools that you see on the market right now essentially would be tools that have been devised to craft the prompt to be delivered from a persona that's a real estate agent. So one of the prompting techniques that one can adopt for large language models, and you're best advised to do that, is you tell the large language model what persona it is. So you'd say something like, you are a real estate agent selling properties in some area. Now generate a listing with certain features. So it's very high level, because if you imagine ChatGPT has a huge brain, and within that brain, if you don't give it the context as to where to operate from, you might say to it, well, I want some information on real estate, and it will give you information on real estate from a valuer standpoint, rather than from a standpoint of a realtor who wants to create a listing. So large language models, they're the real brains behind all of this AI-powered everything, really. Anything AI powered right now that is popular. They're not the only source of information, but the most popular aspects of AI that we all know about and we're all excited about, I'd imagine, and I'd suggest, is even 99% backed by large language models. These large language models are able to understand natural language. They're able to process natural language. Hence why you're able to just type something into ChatGPT or a chatbot in normal English, and it goes off in the background and is able to produce text as though it's a human being responding to your question. So LLMs have been trained on a huge amount of data, huge amount of text, and huge amount of images. And based on that training, they're able to determine what they think whomever is asking a question wants to see. And LLMs are just huge models, and when the queries are sent to those models, they respond with the most probable outcome or most probable answer to what the question you've sent, which essentially is your prompt. So you're best advised to use the best trained LLMs, the ones that would deliver the information that you're after. And you can try different solutions. So for an example, you have ChatGPT, then you have Gemini, and you have Anthropics. So these are all available free of charge, and you can make a start on them straight away. So this slide is just giving you an idea as to how you can query these chatbots or LLMs by yourself. And later on, we'll look at some tools that have been developed to make this even easier. So first, you input property details on the desired tone that you want. And then once you've provided all of this information and square footage and number of bedrooms, you also define how you want the description to appear. Even better if you can provide an example of a description that you'd like, and you can tell the chatbot to respond in the style of the description that you've provided, and it would review that style that you've provided and come up with something that's similar based on all of the other information that you've provided. So one of the other things I've touched on already is using AI to suggest relevant keywords, and that is very important because AI has been trained on a lot of the highly performing articles, and they would know what keywords were used for those articles. So get them to suggest those keywords, and also include within your instructions that they should use those keywords within the descriptions or within the text that they have produced. So moving on to flyer design. There are flyer design AIs. Again, they are the tools themselves are essentially user interfaces to a model behind the scenes. So the models created by Stable Diffusion and the other businesses that have used the same models that Stable Diffusion uses, like Leonardo AI. You've also got DALL-E, which comes from OpenAI, the same company that's produced ChatGPT. And it's the same process. You enter a prompt. That prompt is the instruction to the AI, and the AI produces a result. right? So leveraging this for your flyer design is very important, especially because these AIs are generative. It means that they can be very creative. They can come up with concepts that you haven't thought of and combinations of elements within the image that you would never have thought of by yourself. They can come up with something creative, and as you review the flyer that they're generating, you can adjust as you please. So the picture in this slide was generated through DALL-E. Now, to be fair, I didn't specify how many boxes to have or what content to put in each section of the flyer. These things you can specify within your instruction or within your prompt, and watch DALL-E produce something that's close to what you want, if not a perfect match. And then you can also use it to maintain brand consistency. So you can be clear about what fonts to use, what type of colors to use, and what type of text to use. And we'll look at some other options to show you some things to be aware of when you are looking at different tools to use for your flyer designs. So on this screen, we have an example that touches on the last point I just made, which is which tools should you be using for your flyer design? The correct answer to that question is you need to try as many as you can for the prompt that you have. So as an example, I pasted this prompt, a visual one illustration of a person carefully reviewing a document with a magnifying glass. Visual 2, split screen image showcasing an AI generated draft on one side and a human edited version on the other side. And then the style, simple and clear, emphasizing the importance of human oversight and editing. So this was my prompt, which I pasted into DALL-E. So DALL-E gave me 2 images, which was what I wanted, 2 separate images. So the one behind is the illustration of a person carefully reviewing a document with a magnifying glass, right? It's not photorealistic at all, but it's good enough. And then the second image was the split screen image showcasing an AI generated draft on one person on one side and a human edited version on the other side. Okay, so you can say largely it followed what I asked. But have a look at the text. AI gegertat, that looks like a German word. And then on the right hand side, human edited. Clearly, that's not what I've asked for. So DALL-E still struggles with the text in images. That's something that's fairly common in the latest set of image generators. But on the right hand side, you have Ideogram, and Ideogram is able to produce accurate text on images. That's what they specialize in, and that's what they're very good at. And you can see that they've got human clearly written in the image. Now, suffice to say that somehow they've merged the 2 visuals into one. So you've got the human reviewing the document with the magnifying glass. Cool. And then you have the split screen with AI generated on the left-hand side and human edited on the right. But it's not entirely clear that it's met the exact brief that I've asked. But important thing to realize here is that if Ideogram is able to be accurate with text that you provide, then clearly that's the better option, and that's the one that you want to optimize to make sure that when it generates a flyer in the end, it meets your requirements. Now, if you're struggling with generating prompts and you see some really long prompts and you wonder why it's so long and how complicated that is, guess what? You have ChatGPT to help you create the prompt. So you can go through the ChatGPT and ask it questions and say, well, ask me questions as to what I'd want to have in my flyer, and at the end generate the final prompt that I can apply to Ideogram or even to DALL-E. And it will do all of that and help you come up with something that's close to what you want, or if not, better. So here are some tips and best practices. Firstly is proofread and edit AI generated content. Obviously that's clear. You don't want your flyers going out with errors in the image name or errors in the actual sales copy at the top. You want it to represent your business and your grammar, and all of the spellings should be accurate, because that is also an extension of your business. And you want to integrate all of this into your workflow so that it's seamless and works the way everybody expects. Because if it works correctly, then that's where you actually get the savings in time and savings in resources. So here's a bonus slide that is worth having in your back pocket, so to speak. I've listed some options that you have for generating content as a real estate agent. Epic, Right.Homes, Valpal, Realty Ninja, Listing Copy, Agently, Listing Flow. There are many others, right? Each one of these, however, provides you with a portal or an interface where you can just answer specific questions, and then the tool would build a prompt for you, which then passes to the large language model in the background, and that large language model then generates the content that you're interested in. So these tools don't just do listings, they also do things like blogs and social media posts and the like. And some of them are free, like Realty Ninja. So it's worth having a look and having a play around. Now, like I've mentioned in some of the other sessions, if there's anything you're specifically interested in and you'd want us to look more into or do a video on, do let me know in the comments section, and I'll be very, very happy to do it. So in conclusion, what are the benefits of AI-powered listing creation or flyer generation? Well, firstly, it can significantly enhance your content creation process and help you with ideas and help you come across as very entertaining or very funny or very knowledgeable. These are very important. Remember, AI is your assistant. It's not there to replace you. So you can send it off to do research, come back with a report, and then you have the final say. That's where you come in. And then choose a reputable AI tool if you're going to do anything to do with generating flyers. So if you look at the image on the screen, there are many typos, but they're fine because I'm just using that to showcase what AI can generate with very minimal text and very minimal prompting. This was generated by DALL-E as well. And then remember, AI is a powerful tool, but at the end of the day, it needs human oversight to have the final say on what goes out there from your business. So that's it for today. You can partner with us. We are Autore.ai. We're very happy to talk to you. Reach out to us on our website, Autore.ai, or send an email to uwa@Autore.ai. We specialize in automation, chatbots, AI solutions, enhancing your business, streamlining your business, and helping you grow exponentially, especially in this age of artificial intelligence. Do feel free to reach out to us. But in the meantime, keep hustling.